to What's Happening in the Mother Lode with Sarah.
And Sarah.
And we're back again to let you know cool stuff.
I know. And this warm, hot weather. We're not even warm anymore.
Yeah,
it's going
it's just gone into HE double toothpicks.
Oh,
yes,
man.
super hot. Super hot.
I know. I know. And I keep looking, and it's not going to get cooler for like a week.
A week.
Or more. And I'm like, it's definitely summer now.
It's
this heat wave is
it's already, it feels hotter than what it is.
Yes.
It always feels hotter. It didn't used to, but it does now. I think we're a little more humid than we used to be.
Yeah.
So it feels a little warmer.
Especially with that rain that came in. I mean, not even the rain, it was just a little bit cloudy, and it made it super humid, which was fun because I'm like, I'm not used to this, and it cooled off a little bit, but
then it's
but once you're out there for a bit, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't know, this humidity
it's like southern. It's like southern
exactly.
hot.
I'm like, oh, I like this as much.
It's like Louisiana
Bring back the dry heat.
Exactly. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the caverns because the caverns are always cool, and I just want to get the coolness just so that you know. They run probably a constant temperature of about 61 to 65 degrees no matter what the temperature is outside.
See,
so visit the caverns.
Just bring a lawn chair.
Exactly.
Go down and then tell the tour guide just to get you on the last one.
Exactly. We're just
get
sitting
your
down
little flashlight lantern because you don't want to be left in the dark.
Yeah.
It's like that in grocery stores.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people go to grocery stores. Used to be like if you live in a more urban area, you go to the malls.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but we actually have quite a few caverns in our area. And it's kind of interesting the way that they were formed because most of them are actually made out of deposits that were originally associated with coral reefs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when this was all underwater, right? And then what happened is all over the Mother Lode for about 200 miles in our area, we have the deposits that were actually major barrier reefs at one time.
That's fascinating.
A very long time ago. And it is fascinating because we're like 150 miles inland, right, from the coast. So you don't even associate our area with coral reefs at all. But that was the beginning of our caverns, right, many, many years ago. And then, of course, geological upheaval, down and up, and so they ended up, there ended up being sea lava flows and that type of thing that actually, created the caverns. And just over time, it's kind of fascinating that liquids were dripping enough that they created these formations and these spaces.
Beautiful. They're so. If you haven't been,
gorgeous.
It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really, really cool.
So it's not only cool, it's cool.
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
I mean, and it makes sense. Like what you say in the coral reef, it totally makes sense because there are formations that you almost feel like you are stepping underwater.
Yes.
I mean, there's the angel wings and the way that these formations happen.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. The tie-in is
it is amazing.
Really cool.
It's absolutely amazing. And actually, I'm trying to think of the varietal. There's a varietal, actually it's down in the Paso Robles area. I'll get that for you next time, but it's a certain varietal that grows really well down there. The flavor is very dense within that varietal because of the calcium from the shells that were on the coast at the time, even though they're inland a little bit. They're obviously more coastal than we are. But their soil or terroir, I believe that's how it's pronounced, actually adds to the wine flavor of this, flavor of this certain varietal. So I'll get that for you next time. I can't remember what the varietal is.
But
really cool. Kind of fascinating how the soils actually add to that.
It's not just, not just with grapes, it goes with any plant, but you think about that's where they're getting all their nutrients and all that. And
absolutely.
And our soil is, you do a sample, you can find out so much history just in your dirt.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we actually have 4 caverns in our area. We have Moaning Caverns in Vallecito. We have Mercer Caverns in Murphy's. We have Black Chasm, and that is in Volcano. And then we have California Caverns in McCullamy Hill. I believe that's where it is, McCullamy Hill. So 3 of those are actually owned by the same person. But it's actually, Mercer Caverns is the one that's not owned by that particular company. And Mercer Caverns is the one that's in Murphy's, and it actually has kind of an interesting history to it. Let me just scroll down so I can get you down to the history. So it was actually another gold rush story, right?
Yeah. Someone was digging and found something.
Or he was actually Walter Mercer. He came out in the gold rush. And the story is that, it was a hot day. He went to lay down on a hill, laid down, and then could feel cool air coming up from a rock formation near him. And then he was like, where's that cool air coming from? Which all of us would be, right, on a hot day.
Especially back then when we didn't have air conditioning. So imagine that feeling of like, you would just be in a daze. You'd be like, I'm just going like your out of body experience.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, I'm in a cavern.
What's happening? What's happening? So apparently he moved some rocks around and he stuck his head down into the ground.
Done the same thing.
It's like, oh my gosh, there's a cavern down here. Came back with ropes. His, at that time they had the candle. They would hold the board with the candle in their mouth.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know how these people were so brave. I would have been like, I'm just going to sit here.
I'll just enjoy it from afar.
Yeah. I'm not going down into a deep, dark tunnel with a candle.
Exactly. So it was Walter Mercer, and then it became a tourist destination, which it still is today. Yeah. So,
and I bet you he made more money doing that than ever finding gold.
Probably. They've left that out of the history books, but I would imagine so, because it became a very popular tourist destination. And women in their 1800s dresses with the bustles and everything were going down into this cavern. I just can't even imagine.
That alone, I would have been like, no, thank you. Give me a pair of pants.
Yeah,
and then we'll get this going.
We would be like Madame Pantalones.
Exactly. There's another business avenue, rent pants to women.
Exactly. So that's Mercer Caverns, and then California Cavern, which is that is right outside of McCullamy Hill, and that actually has a lot of local lore in that in the early years it was used as a jail by Native Americans before the area was inundated by settlers and gold miners and that whole thing. So it has a history that goes way beyond like the European Euro history that we normally hear.
Which makes sense. And I'm not sure if it's that one, but I do know one of them a long time ago used to have a human skull that was
I think it was that one.
And I don't know if they still do now.
I don't know.
But they used to, you'd go down and they'd be like,
they may.
There's a skull.
A skull there from we don't know who. So it was actually, and then later on, after it was commandeered by a Captain Taylor, who again noticed a cool breeze coming up through the ground.
He
investigated it, and he was like, oh my gosh. So they actually did use it as a regular jail as well later on, after the Euro people came.
I imagine a lot of people are like, okay, what is the pettiest crime I can do?
I know.
Spend the night in jail. It's going to be over 100. Send me to jail. So you don't have to lock it up. I'm just going to have a picnic in here. Hey!
Absolutely. So they actually have a room in it called the Signature Room, because more than 150 years ago, people would come and write their names on the walls.
Oh, okay.
So Mark Twain came,
really cool,
which is really
damaging.
Cool. Yeah. John Muir did that. And there's one part, it's called the Jungle Room, and that is the only part that has been untouched by human hands. That particular it, because it was so used, it it has been touched a lot by, so I imagine the formations don't grow very
Yeah, because the
don't grow
oils
very
in your
easily.
hands will destroy the formations and how they're
it
developing.
them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it kills off that.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things where it's pretty to look at, but humans being around it has definitely damaged a lot of it. So when you do go on a tour guide and they're telling you, hey, respect it, definitely do, because otherwise,
for sure.
We won't know what it looks like in another 100,000 years.
Absolutely. And then one of the other very popular caverns is actually Modern Caverns, and that's in Vallecito. They actually have the spelunking tours. They have the zip lines actually across the mountainside.
Zip lining's fun.
It's a lot
so
of
much fun.
Yeah, and then they have the gold panning. And they also have those underground tours, which is like, I wouldn't do it, but it's like a little worm. I picture it as a little worm squiggling into these little spaces it really can't fit into.
And it's scary too, because my brother and sister would do it, and I'm petrified of heights, so I was like, I'm good. But they would say you'd be wiggling through, and then all of a sudden the whole room would just open up, and so it just got big. You'd go small to big.
Wow.
And then you're just dangling there. So if you are an adventurist
type,
that's the place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not that adventurous.
No.
I'll do the zip lining, I'll do the dropping down, the spelunking, I'll do all that, but I'm not going to be wiggling underground into little holes. Because
I can walk stairs and upstairs. Yeah, that's not, but the,
And Moaning Cavern actually has the spiral staircase too, which is, I think it is the same height as the Statue of Liberty.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
And I think that's the one where you go into that room.
Yeah, it's,
and then all of a sudden you're dangling.
Room. So, funny little tidbit, because I've known people who've worked for the cavern years and years ago. They were giving a tour, I think this was in the 1990s, they were giving a tour, and these people, they was like the last tour of the day, there was only a couple people, like a small group on the tour, and they said, we're like, I forget what they said, that they like were professional acrobats or something. We are dying to climb on the outside of the staircase, because if you go, what you see is that it's actually caged in, right? It's a spiral staircase, and there's a cage around it so people don't fall out.
Yeah.
And of course, it's usually young kids who are like working there and like, oh yeah, go ahead, thinking they were just going to go up like a little ways.
Yeah.
And apparently they were scrambling up and down this staircase like it was nobody's business, like a horror film. Like you would picture like your Stranger Things people. Up and down.
Up and down. Tour guide must have had a heart attack and been like, okay, either I'm going to lose my job.
Exactly.
Someone's going to die today.
Yeah.
It's going to be my fault.
Turns out they were from Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they all got free tickets.
Oh, that's cool. There you go.
So,
the guy, the tourist is like, our tour guide's like, I had a little mini heart attack,
yeah,
but well worth
exactly.
it.
Before I die, yeah. So, but funny little story. So, if you want to stay cool, go to one of the caverns. Yep. Absolutely. It's a great opportunity, and we have, like I said, we have 4 of them up here you can go and visit. And there is a contingent of people who know where all the other private caverns are too, because these are called show caverns because they're open to the public. And they really don't cost that much to get into.
They don't. And if you have children, that's a memory that will last a lifetime. And it's really cool. Just be prepared to walk a lot, because there are a lot of steps to get in and out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just be prepared to actually. It's nice and cool, but you don't stop very long.
No, you don't. You don't. So enjoy it while you're there. So on to the things to do.
Yep.
This week.
We are at the end of June. So we're looking at the week of the 24th through June 30th. Which means next week we're going into July.
July 4th.
Yeah. Which is crazy to say, because at that point we are at the half-year mark of 2022.
Which is crazy.
It's just flown by.
It's
ridiculous how quick it's going. But it's a lot of fun things and a lot of fun things to do, so which is
Yeah.
Which is all about it.
Yep, and some places are actually having their 4th of July celebrations this weekend, so we'll talk about that too.
And again, with 4th of July means that there are fireworks, and so with fireworks could possibly come with fire.
Yeah.
On our station, we have a lot of channels with how to prepare for fires. So
Yes.
if you want to check out
programs,
on how to be a little bit smart about the
fire-wise, keep your 100 feet of defensible space, because you do not want to leave yourself the opportunity or fire the opportunity to come and do something at all.
Exactly. And we've lived in a community or in an area that has
many fires,
and unfortunately that's where we're at. But just make sure you have your emergency preparedness ready because fire season is upon us.
Yes, for your people and your pets.
Yep.
And then have an evacuation plan.
Exactly.
So,
which is smart.
Yes.
Prepare.
Yes, absolutely.
So we do have some events this weekend that have to do with fireworks. And one of them, I'm pulling it up right now, is fireworks at New Hogan Lake, which is this Saturday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I think you just pull up a picnic. And then if you want to barbecue, there's a VIP barbecue on Saturday. This is a public event, so you gather on the shore, or if you have a boat, you can go onto your boat and enjoy the fireworks overhead. There's a social hour that starts at 5 p.m. and then there's a VIP dinner that'll be served at 6. Tickets are $50 per person, and they are available at the bank in Valley Springs. You can also give them a call for the event organizer at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at 209-772-1343. And then it looks like, and you can camp. So if they have spots still available, you can call and get a campground and not even have to worry about leaving.
Yeah. They fill up fast though.
Yes, so I doubt
if they have any campsites, but I imagine you can still go. Yeah, and you can still go to the shore, right? And see the fireworks. So,
or if you don't even want to go to Hogan, you can just find a spot in the park and not even get out of your car.
Yeah,
and watch the fireworks.
But we don't want to tell you where those are. You just have to scour the internet.
Yes, exactly. Because those ones they're hit or miss, and it depends on how busy they are. And it really does. I mean, the best spot you're going to find to see them will be at Lake Hogan.
Yeah, for sure. And then the rest of them, I think the fireworks are the next weekend. So we'll cover that too.
Yeah, because I know in Amador, their fireworks is on the 3rd of July. So they have their firework display, which is on the day before, which is interesting. But I know Amador East is doing an event at Imee Field, which is near the Jackson Park or Dietert Park. And it's put on by the Lions Club, and they have the snack shack open from 1 to 7:30 with hot dogs, drinks, candy, and more. And then I think they have some events happening, so it's kind of a fun family event. And then also up at the junior high, they have the fireworks and other things happening on that day too. So, but again, it fills up so fast that you have to plan and be there really early to get your spot.
Yeah.
And then it's crowded, which is always a good thing to mingle, but you just got to be prepared.
Yeah, you have to be prepared. And then Ironstone has its Independence Day celebration too on the Saturday, July 22nd. They always do a fabulous fireworks display. They bring in the pros, and it's just really amazing. But they open at 2. Prices are $20 for adults, $10 for 6 to 12, 5 and under are free. But there are no outside food or beverages and no coolers. You can't bring your picnics like you used to be able to. But they have craft vendors, rock wall, barbecue, wine, food. So it feels very much like a July 4th celebration out there when you go out there.
And to tell you the truth, sometimes it's nice not to come with anything because you don't have to haul it out.
Yep.
That is true. You enjoy, and then you just
go
leave.
home. Yeah, for sure.
And then, so we do have the farmers markets are still happening. We've been over this multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Jackson, Plymouth, Ione, we have Angels Camp, we have Columbia, multiple areas.
Roland, yeah. But we did find out that the Calaveras grown farmers market has been canceled for this season. So we did want to let you know that they just canceled it a couple days ago. I guess they just weren't getting enough people to come through. So look for them for next year, 2023. But this year they've decided that it's best to just roll up. But you can still order things, local produce, through their website.
Which is smart.
Which is really good. So make sure you go to calaverasgrown.org and check out all of the local producers, and you can buy from them directly.
Which is nice also because, I mean, as a farmer, you're picking produce and taking it out, and then if it doesn't sell and you're not, it goes to waste.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
at least the online orders, you know exactly how much to pick, you know who's getting what. There's no gamble, so I don't blame them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then we also have our plays.
We still have plays.
So we still have Exit Pursued by a Bear playing at the Murphy's Creek Theater. And then we also have Disney's The Little Mermaid playing at the Sierra Repertory Theater. They are both going until July, so you still have time to watch them. But yeah, I would say see them sooner than later because they are kind of getting towards the end.
Yes.
Disney's Little Mermaid is more of a family show, and then Exit Pursued by a Bear is, I think, a little bit more dark
comedy.
So.
Dark comedy. So
just
keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And then over in Tuolumne County, there's a tribute to Carole King at the Sierra Repertory Theater. It will be June 24th, and then obviously, and then it will go until, actually, it's almost over too, 26. That was a short run.
That is
only
a
couple weeks, as far as I can tell. Let me go clicking over here just to see. Yeah, it ends on June 26th, which is Sunday. So if you
get
want
them
to see
and watch them, because this is the last weekend.
Yeah.
Then we also have the Mousetrap, a classic murder mystery, is starting up this weekend at the Volcano Theater Company, and it is going all the way until August 6th. So this is its opening weekend. You also have the Main Street Theater Works is presenting The Outsider, which is a comedy, and it is playing this weekend also, and I believe it's going. I'm not sure how long this one's been going for. It's going until July 15th, so you still have, or July 23rd. So yeah, you still have plenty of time to see this. It is a comedy about politics, and which it looks good. So you can't go wrong with a good comedy.
Nope.
Especially in the summer amphitheaters, and it's so much fun.
It's a wonderful feel. Wonderful feel to it. And then over in Tuolumne, June 24th to June 26th, our Tuolumne Lumber Jubilee, which actually, celebrates all the logging history of our area. And that is actually at Tuolumne Memorial Park in Tuolumne County. And I believe it is open to the public.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, 73rd Tuolumne Lumber Jubilee, which is very, very cool. So then they have all sorts of, I'm looking here because it's like they have logging events, and they have, they just are not. There's actually a queen contest as well. So,
that's fun.
But usually with logging events, they're kind of fun. They have people, using their chainsaws to chop the logs.
And I imagine they'll do the axe throwing.
Axe the logs. Yeah, exactly.
Get your mug in a piece of wood.
Exactly. Do the tug of war. Kind of the fun things. So go on out there and check that out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then on Friday the 24th at 8 o'clock, Coppermine karaoke is at the Poor House, Copperopolis. So if you want to go sing your heart out, this is the place to do it. It's 21 and over. There's no cover, so this is not a family event, but it should still be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And who can go wrong with karaoke? Even if you can't sing,
it's still fun.
So much fun.
It's still a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Yeah. And that goes straight into all the concerts we're having. You know, we still have all the arts councils, the music in the parks with the Calaveras County Arts Council, which is on Wednesday evenings. And then we have a concert in the Pines up in Twain. That's on Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. And then Tuolumne, another Tuolumne concerts in the park and the outdoor market. That's actually in Tuolumne, and that's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The market starts at 5. There's just so much.
There really is so much. And there's not even just the concerts in the parks. There's also the theaters like Sutter Creek Theater and Murphy's.
Yeah.
They have concerts happening there weekly. So check those out because they have a lot of good performers that come in.
And then the June 29th Calaveras County Music in the Parks is actually a really popular band. It's a Black Irish band. And they'll be at Utica Park, and they are always a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun.
You may want to go and grab your spot early.
Yes.
But it's the concerts go from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And that this week it's at Utica.
And then they also have Wicked Sisters and Wood Fire Pizza at the Bella Grace Vineyards in Plymouth. And that is this Friday, June 24th from 5 p.m. And Wicked Sisters is another really fun local band everybody knows.
It really is, yeah.
And this goes from 6 to 9 p.m. So get your tickets early. Oh, this is at the Bella Grace Tasting Room in Sutter Creek, sorry. General admissions is $20 and club admission is $15. So there is plenty of fun music coming out.
Music. And actually June 24th will be Grover Anderson will be at Plymouth Main Street for the Amador music, TGIF, I believe is what they call it. Yeah, TGIF, their concert season.
Which is so cool because it's one of those things where if you plan accordingly, you can have something happening every single night if you wanted to.
You
here in the Mother Lode.
Absolutely.
And then we talked about this last time, if you are into horse riding.
Yes.
And you want to learn how to shoot an arrow off of your horse, this is the event to go to. And this is June 25th, so Saturday and Sunday, June 26th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's intro into mounted archery clinic, and it's at the public arena, and it's put on by the public arena fundraiser is what it is. It's in McCallamy Hill. Yeah. And it is a little pricey, but at the same time, you're learning a skill that I don't think a lot of people know. Yeah. So it's about $350. And you can contact Heather at 661-319-2644 if you want more information. I also found this on events under Facebook in the local events, so you can look that up and find that there too if you want to. Again, who knows? I mean, that's going to be a really cool skill. That's going to be a really cool skill. A little dangerous, but really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another benefit event is a benefit to restore the Douglas Flat Schoolhouse, and that's on Saturday, June 25th from 5 to 10 p.m. Music by Plan B, dinner by Lyland Stage, and it's to help preserve the 1854 schoolhouse, which is very, very cool. So, really cool. Yeah, adults are $35, kids 10 and under are $15, and you can get tickets at V Restaurant, or Sierra Hills Market in Murphy's. And then for more information, you can call 559-2733 or 559-9737.
Perfect. And then another annual fundraiser dinner is for the Kennedy Gold Mine in Amador, and that's this Saturday, June 25th from 4:30 to 7:30. And they're going to have good food, live music from the Wicked Sisters, beer and wine offerings, as well as a raffle, a silent and live auction at the beautiful Kennedy Mine in Jackson. They're looking at $70 for adults and $10 for children 12 and under. And tickets are available for purchase on their website, which is just the Kennedy Gold Mine website.
So that is very cool as well. And then, actually, I was going to go on to Sunday, but I think there might be still a Saturday thing.
It's
Just
easy
look
to
at-
little
just-
things
yeah,
that
yeah.
disappear. Like they kind of go under the rug sometimes when you're like, wait a minute, I got one more, I got one more.
Exactly. So, was that the Conservancy dinner that you just talked about?
No, I have not talked about that.
Okay, yeah, because they're both at Kennedy Mine, so we talk about things before we come on, but
We do.
sometimes it's like, did you just talk about?
Yeah, and sometimes we're looking at our next event, so it's like we're trying to pay attention also,
Yeah.
and like we're gonna make a double repeat here.
Yeah, we can do a
Sometimes that
double
happens.
repeat. But that was the other item, or event that's taking place on Saturday is the 2022 Foothill Conservancy Annual Dinner. And that will be at the Kennedy Mine in Jackson. It will be from 4:30 to 7:30. And it will feature a dinner from Sogard Catering in Plymouth, which is really, really good if you haven't had their food. Wicked Sisters is playing, they have a raffle, and tickets are $70 for adults and $10 for children 12 and under. So you can contact the Conservancy's Jackson office to actually get those tickets. 223-3508.
And then we still have, okay, so going on to one of my favorite subjects, and speaking of Kennedy Gold Mine, they are also having a paranormal investigation this Saturday.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
June 25th, at 7 to 1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
So yeah, and it ranges about $50 to $75 per ticket. But they have multiple events throughout the year. I think they do this once a month, and they go all the way up until November.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they have a lot going on. But this is one of those ones that sell up really quick, so they might have already sold
They may
these tickets
have.
up.
But at least if they go on once a month, then
You
you're
can plan
prepared
ahead.
for next time. And also on Sunday, actually, Columbia Ghost Tours at Columbia State Historic Park from 2 to 3 p.m. Those are always a lot of fun.
They are so much,
Yeah.
and you don't even just hear about the ghost stories. You also learn about
But
the history
exactly.
and these locations. It's fascinating because it's you're walking into history.
Yeah.
You're walking into gold mines or these towns that just never became modern.
Yeah, exactly, modernized.
And
I mean, people see ghosts.
they do.
And they have experiences. And when you talk to them, a lot of times they don't want their names known, you know, they don't want the stories associated with them as a person, but the stories are out there and they're very real and can be very frightening for some people. Yeah.
And it's also interesting to go to these locations at night because it's a completely different feel, different vibe,
Totally
different
different
look. Because a lot of these tours are done during the day, so it's a completely different perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So in the Halloween time is when they really start to capitalize on those night tours.
Yes, they do. Yeah, Preston is in one that you have to be very, very early because they do sell out very quick.
Now, have you gone to their Halloween?
I have not. I don't like haunted houses.
Oh, okay.
Those
Okay.
ones are. I'm a scaredy cat, and I
Okay.
don't want anything jumping out at me. And I'm good. I'm really. I don't. Yeah, that's
You're
a little
okay
bit too
with
much.
that.
I did
Okay.
a couple of those when I was. I don't know. Not younger, but I don't know.
Okay.
I did the one at. I think it was Paramount. No. Universal, one of the theme parks.
Okay.
And I was like,
Scary,
after that
yeah,
one, I was
not
like, I'm
Scary
done.
Farm,
I
yeah.
am done. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
I like my heart beating.
I knew some people who actually years ago worked for Not Scary Farm. And they were told they could do everything but touch the guests. To scare
but here's
people.
the scary part is the guests have reactions.
Exactly.
And so it's like your adrenaline comes up and you're like, someone's running towards you and it's either flight or fight. And you're like,
one or the other.
oh, wait a minute.
Which am I doing?
No, I'm good. No, thank you.
So, and then also I did want to mention, you know, since we talked about Columbia State Park, there are free park passes actually to the California state parks, and it's to get us out there enjoying our state parks. There's so many state parks. I mean, we have big trees, we have, just in our area, we have actually Railtown in Jamestown. We have big trees in Calaveras. We have Columbia, which you mentioned already, over in Tuolumne. We have Chauncey over in Volcano. We have a lot of state parks around here. And you can go to the local library and pick up a free library pass. And they also give like state adventure passes for fourth graders for free, and then golden bear passes for disadvantaged families, and they also have veterans passes for veterans. So,
which is really a blessing, because we live in the community, or live in an area that has so much abundance of this that to be able to enjoy that without
having to worry about the price all the time. And it can get costly when you go from one park to another park to another park. So just remember that's out there too for you.
And then we have a major event happening at the end of the week, which is the Mother Lode Fair. It starts June 30th and it goes until July 3rd. And this is in Sonora at the Mother Lode Fairgrounds. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So they are going to have carnival rides, they're going to have motorized sports, they're going to have junior livestock auctions, contests, and of course delicious foods. And it's a family and friend area. It's on site too. So they have, there's gonna have everything, and it's gonna go from noon to midnight, which is always fun.
It's the community fairs, or just the county fairs, are always a lot of fun, and they just really reflect the county that they are a part of, so that's very, very cool. And then towards the end of the week as well, Thursday, June 30th, Miwok Life Waves interpretive program will take place at Pinecrest Lake, if I can say that, from 10 to 11:30. It's free up there, and it's produced by the Summit and Miwok Ranger Districts, and they actually talk about stories and activities from the Miwok cultural heritage. So that should be very, very cool. It's at the Summer Ranger Station. And then apparently you walk the shadow of the Miwok Trail.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, and it's even terrain, so it should be pretty accessible. So that's cool.
And then I think so I'm getting now into the following week. Well, actually, no, this Thursday, so the first Thursday of the month, so it won't be this Thursday.
It'll be the Thursday after.
Thursday after. The Amador Senior Center is doing Let's Get Cooking with Susie, which is basic skills and techniques of eating healthy on a limited budget. So if you are interested in learning how to do that, plan ahead for the first Thursday of every month from 3 to 4 p.m. And then we've talked about being prepared for dancing. This is, again, a little bit planning ahead and being prepared, but at least having the bug in your ear.
Yeah.
That July 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. is Dancing in the Street, Route 88. And this is in Amador City, which, if you have not been to this town, it is phenomenal.
Super cute. Super cute town.
And this is a free friends and family event for all ages. And it's been going for about 2 years now, but I think they had something similar before.
I think they did. They
revamped it.
Yeah,
and they revamped the road also, so there's a larger spot to dance at. They have no outside alcohol, so just don't bring your own drinks. But it's Dancing in the Street, which is always a blast.
That's very cool. That's very cool. And also on Tuesday, June 28th, actually, the Around the Horn Brewing Company in Groveland is presenting the second annual Hops and Glitter Pride Month celebration. And this event is strictly for people ages 18 and older, and you must purchase a ticket in advance. You can go to ticketsource.us Around the Horn. And doors open at 5 o'clock. There's dinner, and food will be available at 6. And I guess it's a burlesque show and
that's fun.
bingo. Yeah.
Hey, there you
go. So that's up in Groveland. So if you want to make that windy road, drive up there, which is always a little crazy. You can go on up there. and on June 28th.
Man, I still can't believe it's at the end of the month.
I
That just
know.
mind boggles me how quickly it went by.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm at the end of what I found.
Okay, I think I have, this actually is going to be going on for a while, but the Twain Heart Mountain Air Market goes on every Thursday at 4 p.m. up in 4 p.m. to dusk, up there in Twain Heart, and they have concerts and crafts and vendors and fresh food and all sorts of cool stuff. So the further you go up, the cooler it is.
Yep.
So you either go into the caverns to
Or
stay
you go
cool,
up mountain.
or you go up the mountain and go from there. But yeah, I think besides, just remember there's swimming pools, Bret Harte, Calaveras, in Jackson. There's one at Dieter. No.
There's one in at Dieter Park.
At Dieter Park. And then they do have pools over in Tuolumne too at the Columbia, the little school in Columbia. So there's pools all over the place that you can just search to find a pool nearby. And just stay cool and stay hydrated and make sure your pup is not left in the car.
Yeah, and check that cement if you do take your dog or cat walking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it does get really hot. And watch your cars because you don't want anyone left in a hot vehicle.
No, not at all.
Especially this weather.
Absolutely. And we do obviously want to mention there's still little cats and dogs available for adoption at the Calaveras Animal Services. Some of them have been adopted,
Which is good.
Really cool. But there's a couple others that are still up for adoption and a couple others that have come up for adoption in the last couple of days. And if you want a little pup, make sure you go out there and adopt. They have cats too. They have some very cool cats.
And this is the season to get them.
Yes, absolutely.
Get yourself a little buddy over summer.
Yeah, go on over there, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Alrighty. In July.
In July. In July.
Oh, man. Alrighty.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.